When I was discerning a vocation to the priesthood, I felt very much on a limb and on my own, and I didn't have many people to talk to about it. A friend of mine who was also discerning a vocation invited me along to the ACS Vocations Conference in Oxford, and it was there that I met a big group of like-minded people, many of them my own age, coming from all sorts of different walks of life, who were having a similar experience of God's call in their lives. At the end of the Vocations Conference, we were given a book called Many Are Called on the priesthood. And when I got home, I read that book cover to cover, and it had a really big impact on me. When I was about 8 years old, I joined a church choir in Sheffield, and it wasn't really for me at the time, and I lapsed from that and didn't go back to church again until I was 18. And that was brought about through a couple of things. A friend from school invited me along to the evening services at a big evangelical church at home, and which also happened to be my parish church. And at the same time, at this church, my mum had started going on a Christianity Explored course, and she knew I was interested, and so she recommended that I went along, which I did. And that really was the impetus for me to really start exploring faith, and I kept going to church as and when I could. Shortly after, I went to university in York, and I was looking for a church similar to that one. I couldn't find one, and so I was church hunting for quite a long time, and it was looking on the internet at different church websites that I saw a particular church that had a very good website. It sounds a very shallow way of looking for a church, but I thought if someone has a really good, clean website like that, then something must be going on. Someone must be caring enough to put that together. And so I went along, and it was a church called All Saints, North Street. And for me as a student, the fact that it was a 5:30 mass in the evening was a real bonus, because going out a lot, I wasn't really in a fit state to be going to church at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. So I went along there, and they were very welcoming, and afterwards we'd always go to the pub, where it gave me lots of opportunities to ask questions about the Catholic faith in the Church of England, and that was really valuable to me. During my time at university, I was a member of something called the University Royal Naval Unit, and it was whilst I was an officer cadet in that. One Easter, I asked the captain if we were going to be marking Easter in any way, and he said yes, and you can do it. And that really put me on the spot, and it started off me providing Christian worship on our ship. And this is the first time that I'd taken any sort of leadership role in that capacity. For a long time before then, I thought that I wasn't the sort of person that could ever be a priest, although the idea of it had become increasingly attractive to me. I'd always thought, no, this isn't for you. But my experience in the Navy doing that showed that God did seem to be blessing the work that I was doing, and gave me a huge amount of encouragement to take seriously the growing sense of calling that I was feeling at that time. I believe that priesthood flows from the altar, and celebrating Mass and the sacraments such as baptism and being involved in confirmation and preparing candidates for that, you see the sacramental life of your people grow and develop, and you see them develop in their love and knowledge of God, which is such a great joy as a priest. You see your children in the gospel develop, and that's what makes it all worth it. if you have a sense of calling to the priesthood, you really must talk to a priest about it. Priests are always very supportive of new vocations and really keen to help you along. I also recommend you go on an ACS Vocations conference to meet like-minded people who might be feeling the same sense of calling as you, but need to talk about it to other people as well. For me, that was a really important thing to be able to do. And so that's what I recommend as your first port of call.